Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Gone are the days of wrestling with our favorite LJN wrestling figures, trying to convince them to stand up. What's a guy to do? I'll tell you what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to get on Etsy and look up 4 Left 3D Creations and get yourself these amazing custom LJN figure stands. There is a custom stand available for every single one of your LJN wrestling superstar figures. Make your display shine by grabbing these custom LJN stands from 4 Left 3D Creations today.
What's up, guys? Jason of New Age Revolution down here in the cave for a closer look, revisiting the LJN Wrestling Superstars line. I missed a video yesterday. I think that broke my streak of maybe 8 or 9 days in a row with a video. That's okay. That's okay. We're probably going to do 2 today. There might be this, and there might be a, I think my number 7th greatest TV moment. Not sure. We'll see. We'll see. But now we are almost finished with Series 1 of the LJNs. We've got 2 more to go, and the one that we're going to talk about today is the dastardly Iron Sheik in his 4 Left 3D Creations custom LJN stand. Available on Etsy now. Promo code NEW80SREV for 10% off your order. But that's okay. We're talking about the Iron Sheik today, folks. The late, great Iron Sheik. A few days ago, Terry Funk died. Then, of course, horrible news about Bray Wyatt. So far, we've done Andre, Stud, and Sheiky as deceased LJN figures. Hogan, obviously, is the only one still going. And then when we wrap up Series 1 with Jimmy Snuka, obviously, he's also gone. So the first 5 LJNs, 4 of them are gone. And we're just not going to talk about that because that's really depressing. Really depressing. Iron Sheik, one of, I really hope they don't constantly say one of my favorite figures, but one of my most played with figures as a kid. Iron Sheik got tons and tons of action in the LJN Fed, both as a singles wrestler and, of course, as a tag team with Nikolai Volkov, multi-time tag team champion with Nikolai Volkov. And yes, I did have them managed by Freddie Blassie also. Why did I use the Iron Sheik so much? Multiple reasons. One, great play pose, fantastic play pose, and such an easy figure to have a match with, meaning even at the time I was watching WWF when I first started, yes, he was former world's champion, but come on, we all know the deal with that world title run. It was very transitional. It was just get somebody to beat Hulk Hogan, or to give to Hulk Hogan to beat. Great way to establish the USA Hulkamaniac by beating, one of the most hated wrestlers at the time, the Iron Sheik. Anti-American sentiment, all of that. So, no, I never saw Iron Sheik as a true world's champion in the LJN Fed as well. So he could, be a worthy opponent for guys like Junkyard Dog, Ricky Steamboat, Tito Santana, and Corporal Kirshner, and all those guys. I could have those matches over and over again. Iron Sheik was always taking on somebody like Santana, Steamboat, and Junkyard Dog in the LJN Fed. Winning some, losing some, of course. Great feuds with the British Bulldogs, teaming up with Nikolai Volkov, of course. In fact, I do remember, I vividly remember having a title change. So let's see. We moved out of the childhood house. This is post-divorce. We're in an apartment, of course, and I know where I am. I'm sitting in the living room. This is the same apartment that I saw WrestleMania 1 for the first time. I rented it at a video store over and over again. So it was a townhouse. I was sitting on the living room floor, and I was having Sheik and Volkov versus the Bulldogs, and I had the title change because of the cane. Freddie Blassie used the cane on one of the British Bulldogs, and I just remember that match specifically. I've had the matches 1,000 times. I just remember that one match specifically, and where I was, and where I was sitting, and what room I was in. Crazy. That's also the room. That's also the apartment where where I recorded the LJN Bring Home All the Action commercial on my cassette player. You know, recorded the audio off of TV. That's the apartment that I got my first LJN ring. I remember sitting with it on the floor trying to put it together. My dad came over, and of course, as dads do, he had it put together in 3 minutes. I couldn't figure out how to get the ropes into the turnbuckles. Still tough today, even, by the way. Putting an LJN turnbuckle on is not easy. You got to really get the rope in there. Anyway, fun little apartment there, actually. And now that I think about it, some good memories of that place. But Iron Sheik, such a well-used, well-loved LJN figure. Used him all the time. Tons of fun with him. And, you know, almost done with Series 1. We've got Jimmy Snuka to go. And then we're going to move on to 1B. Series 1B. We're going to move on to. But take a look. There he is, the Iron Sheik. We'll give you a closer look at him in a moment. Trying to think, pretty much just tag team champions in my LJN Federation of the past. Pretty much just tag. I don't think I really did anything special with Iron Sheik. But he got so much play. Like I said, he was constantly being used. Sometimes winning, sometimes losing. Real mid-card. But Iron Sheik. And again, another one of our LJN plastic hero, rubber heroes who are no longer with us. Iron Sheik. We will talk about Jimmy Snuka tomorrow or so, and then we'll move on to something else. What else are we going to do? We're going to do, you guys really enjoyed the Mike Tyson. That was pretty insane when I TKO'd Mike Tyson with 1 second left in the 3rd round. My reaction was 100% legit, pumped up, excited, going out of my mind. Beating, you know, I'd only beaten Mike Tyson once before by decision and TKO'd him. So that's just such a major Grail accomplishment. It's not a Grail item, obviously, but it's a childhood Grail accomplishment, beating Mike Tyson. You know, so maybe that'll be a show idea. You know, we've done Grail items. What about Grail accomplishments, Grail things that we wanted to do as a kid? And when did we get to do them? So I was 47 when I knocked out Mike Tyson. That's pretty cool and kind of surreal to think about. You know, something that I wanted to do when I was 10, I got to do 37 years later. So anyway, maybe that's something we'll talk about. All right, Iron Sheik is down. Here's a closer look, and then we'll see y'all next time. All right, here we go. Here's a closer look at Sheiky Baby. One of the better faces, you know, you nowadays you want to so easily call them head scans or face scans, but no, not back in 1984, folks. But this is a pretty good Iron Sheik face. They really capture that handlebar mustache pretty well. Again, very similar poses in Series 1. Snuka and Sheik seem to have the same arm up, arm down pose. Hogan, Andre, and Stud all have kind of the open arm squat, a little bit of a squatty leg. So I don't know what they were, you know, if they saw past Series 1. Well, they did, obviously, because they shortly after these first 5, they made Volkov and Hillbilly Jim and Piper, so different body types. But anyway, this is the, so the prototype for the Iron Sheik had the best looking pants. Actually had true Iron Sheik, you know, used on TV gear. And it probably was a lot to produce. There was a lot of artwork, as you've seen from some of the pictures that I put in. And it would have been amazing. It would have been amazing. But instead we get kind of the generic Iron Sheik pant, the notorious, infamous curled boots. And I'm just noticing, oh, that tip is still there. I just have to maybe touch that up if I wanted. I wouldn't be able to match the other color, so I probably won't touch them up. But here we go. Iron Sheik with a little bit of paint wear there. I'm not sure how. I don't play with these things or anything. And as you, I'm sure, have noticed and been saying to yourself, what is he doing in that stand? Well, that is a custom LJN stand from 4 Left 3D Creations. They are on Etsy, and their link is below. The back of Iron Sheik is nothing out of the ordinary. What do we got here? We've got, let's see if we can get that to focus. Again, 1984, LJN, LTD, Titan Sports, Inc. And there he is, the great Iron Sheik. Tons of play in the old LJN Federation. We will come back tomorrow or the next day or the day after that and wrap up Series 1, taking a closer look at Jimmy Snuka.